Hey, it's Sarah Spiker here. I'm going to share with you three things I have learned on my entrepreneurial journey over almost 7 years. And I look forward to sharing them with you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, either coach, consultant, professional service provider, online and offline. I notice that I have a quite balanced amount of both. And if you're looking to restart your business, let's say you had a certain amount of success and now you're ready to revamp things up a little bit. If you are growing or even scaling a business, these three things are gonna come really, really handy. So, a little bit about my background to, you know, give you a little bit of understanding why you should be even listening to me. So when I started out in my business in 2011, I really got a privilege to be supporting entrepreneurs ever since. Some already rocking and rolling 6 and 7 figure businesses, some just getting started. With the honor and privilege to be really hands-on the back end of their businesses, I got to see what separates the successful ones from the mediocre ones from those who never stood a chance. And there are quite a few things that differentiate the three. So, the three things I'm going to talk to you about today were also tested, some learned the hard way on my own skin through trial and error. They have been um, learned through formal education as well as experience through working with my clients. So, you know how there's an analogy I'm going to be using to just illustrate it for easier understanding. So, you know, when you are trying to build a bridge, let's say you have one bank and then on the other side of the river, there's the other bank. Before you can start any construction, you got to make sure the banks are solid so they were going to support the newly built bridge. The same is in your business. So, the first thing that you need is solid foundation. Now, foundation includes all array of things from your mindset to the business in itself. Without getting too technical, let me just walk you through those aspects. So, as I mentioned, your mindset is the foundation on which you're building your business design, business model, which is almost like a teeter totter that allows you to balance your desires and your values. If anything is off balance, things are going to start collapsing around you. And within the business model, we're looking at your offers and services and structures, the pricing structures of your offers, of course. We're looking at how you market. We're looking at who you market. We're looking at how you're making money. We are looking at how you're operating and managing your business to begin with. And a ton of other things also. So this is the first thing. You got to make sure that there are no gaps and leaks, imbalances, or any inconsistencies or inefficiencies, right? This is the solid foundation. Now that you have that taken care of, it's time for step number two, constructing the bridge. And as you know, before any construction takes place, you need a blueprint, you need a plan. So the same goes for you. You need a plan. Plan the big picture, the whole strategy, and then the scope that outlines the whole notification popped up, so I just needed to close it up. That outlines the scope of projects for every aspect of the business. When it comes to strategy, another thing is that you need to be mindful of who you are as a person. What are your strengths? What is your personality like? What is the lifestyle that you want to be living and supporting? Because if there's disconnect between the two, remember the analogy of the teeter tottering your values and desires? Yeah, everything's just gonna collapse if your business in its core doesn't support you. Things are not gonna go really, really well for a long time, and it can be really costly and frustrating. So, once you have that, you have the blueprint, you have the map, you know what you need to do, how you need to do it, the time frame. Now it's time to just start doing it. And that's the third phase, or the third phase, however you want to use the numbers. It is the execution. The best part, and I love this part the most when I work with my clients, is see the drive, the focus, the showing up every single day and doing the work necessary, and reaching out for support when they need it. So when you are working with people around you who support you, Be mindful of what do you need to execute consistently. Do you need somebody who's going to handhold you, or do you need somebody who is going to be available whenever a question comes up or a doubt creeps in? Or do you need somebody that's going to hold you accountable when you have consistent weekly calls, weekly check-ins? There are many different ways in which you can be supported through the execution process. And it's not just the coaches and consultants, it's also the team that's actually going to do things for you. Is it a VA? Is it a graphic designer? Is it a copywriter? Is it a web designer? Is it a salesperson? Is it a project manager? There's so many different people who really shoulder the weight of a successful business when you get to a certain level in the industry. So I hope this overview gives you a little better understanding of the elements of the pieces of the puzzle that need to be put together in order for you to go from point A to point B, C, and all the way to the Z. And be mindful that those are going to change, because as you grow and evolve, as your business goes through different stages of the life cycle, the needs of your business and your focus are going to be shifting as well. And also your market, the target market, also grows and matures, so they're going to be changing as well, depending on who you're targeting and how you are supporting them. So there are a lot of moving parts, and it's never boring. Things are never just, standing still and just be, because it's a living, breathing thing. And be mindful of that moving forward. And yes, it can be sometimes quite frustrating when you think you have it all figured out and things are changing, like, back to the drawing board. But I guess that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, being in business to begin with. If you have any questions, let me know, because this is the exact process that I take my clients through, and I can support you as well. From solidifying your foundation, to mapping out your strategy and the next steps, to walking you through and supporting you through the execution in itself. I look forward to speaking with you, answering any questions that you might have, and especially looking how you are starting and continuously shattering your limits in every aspect of your business and your life. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.